Mr. Hughes is making the case that basically the opposition did not succeed in its no confidence motion against the government. Hughes explained that his interpretation is strictly from a legal point of view. According to him, Article 1066 states that the cabinet, including the president, shall resign if the government is defeated by a vote of majority by all elected members of the National Assembly on a vote of confidence.
There are 65 elected members of the House. So you first have to decide what is half of the House. Half of 65 is 32.5. So what would be half of the House? You don't have 0.5 of a person or half of a person. So half of the House is 33 votes. So to be defeated on a vote of confidence, whoever it is that brings the motion has to acquire 34 votes.
Voting on a motion of confidence is unlike voting on other pieces of legislation brought before the House, according to Hughes.
This is different from other legislation which may allow the passage of a bill based on a vote of those present. Here, like amending the fundamental right of the Constitution, what is required is a majority of the elected members of the House. So if, let's say, 40 people turned up and you only had 28 votes in favor and the rest against, that would not be a vote of the majority of the elected members of the House, because the number of elected members of the House is 65.
The Attorney at Law went forward stating that whether the government chooses to demit office and go to elections, that's a matter for the government, but he needed to make that aspect of the Constitution public.
The place to resolve these things is, of course, in the court. Here, in this particular circumstance, what we have is the National Assembly, which is a body unto itself. It's an independent arm of the state, and therefore the Speaker can be invited to revisit his interpretation, or this can be brought to his attention if it was not previously brought to his attention, so that he can address this. I would imagine the Speaker, being as prudent as I know him to be, would probably seek the advice of senior counsel locally, internationally, to assist him in the interpretation of that section.
Hughes pointed to a similar matter in Anguilla, Hughes versus Rogers, Civil Suit 99 and 101 of 1999, where reference can be drawn. However, already, President David Granger and the Prime Minister, the leader of the government's business in the House, have both stated that the government intends to abide by the decision of the National Assembly. And Duncan H., GP Nightly News.